Hello, everyone, and welcome to Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. In the news, early voting got underway Monday at 8 a.m. for City Council and School Board elections. Among the elections, seats are up for grabs for Sulphur Springs City Council and for Como-Picton and Yantis School Boards. Voters in the city of Sulphur Springs will have 6 choices, 2 per seat for 3 places on the City Council. Candidates are incumbent Freddie Taylor and challenger Rico Alexander for place 4. Incumbent Emily Glass and challenger Jeff Sanderson for place 5, and appointed incumbent Doug Moore and Landon Thornton in place 6. Early voting will take place 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., April 22nd through the 30th, with the exception of April 23rd and 25th, when the voting will take place from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Regular Election Day is Saturday, May 4th, with voting from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And all the voting will be taking place at the second floor conference room at Sulphur Springs City Hall. Residents in Como-Picton Consolidated ISD can cast early ballots from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. on April the 22nd through the 30th, with extended voting from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. on April 22nd and Thursday, April 25th. The regular election day, again, is Saturday, May 4th, with voting from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And all voting will take place in room 114 at the Como-Picton School. Voters will be choosing from a field of 7 candidates for 4 seats on the school board. The candidates are incumbent J.J. Cummings and D.J. Carr, and challengers Brittany Smith, Felicia Smith, Jim Murray, Lee Skidmore, and Shane Wilton. Shiloh Childress is unopposed for the unexpired term of Greg Anglin, who resigned at the end of 2018 after being elected Hopkins County Commissioner for Precinct 2. Childress was appointed to replace Anglin. In Yantis, voters will be asked to choose 2 of 3 candidates for the Yantis School Board. The candidates are incumbent April Johnson and challengers Jennifer Larkin and Jeff Quinn. Early voting taking place 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Mondays, April 22 and 29, and from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Thursday and Friday. That'll be April 23rd through the 26th and on April 30th. Early voting is taking place inside the Wood County Courthouse in Quitman. Regular Election Day, again, is on Saturday, May 4th, with voting from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. in the Yantis Elementary School foyer. The Sulphur Springs Corvette Club is teaming up with J. Hodge Chevrolet in Sulphur Springs for a Corvette show coming up this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the dealership. They will furnish hot dogs, burgers, and drinks, and everyone is invited to attend. There will be designated parking areas for those Corvettes. Corvette Club members are expected to start arriving at about 9:45 a.m. on Saturday. In sports, the Wildcats baseball team won their 3rd straight district game Friday at Mount Pleasant by the score of 5-4. Wildcats now 5-8 in district play, and they're just 1 game behind Mount Pleasant and Royce City, who are tied for 3rd place with 6-7 records. Wildcats will be playing Texas High twice this week to wrap up district play, and Mount Pleasant and Royce City are playing each other this week. The Wildcats are at Texas High Tuesday night, and they'll be at Wildcat Park Friday night for senior night. Wildcats coach Jared Hammock discussed that tense Mount Pleasant win on Monday morning.
I mean, it's we're just kind of fighting for our playoff lives, and every game counts. And we went over there and played well for the most part. Had a lead into the 7th like we did previously against Greenville, and it almost slipped away from us. But we had the bases loaded. They had the bases loaded in the bottom of 7th. I think it was 1 out. it was 5-4 us, and brought in Payson, and he kind of shut the door. Got a good break. His first batter, I think he fell behind. So, I mean, it was one of those pressure situations. He could walk in the tie and run, but he battled back. Kid put it in play, just happened to be right at him. He knocks it down, gets the force out at home, preserves the lead. So now we're bases loaded, 2 outs with a pretty good hitter up at the plate for them. And, again, work kind of deep in the count, so it's kind of touch and go. We're going to walk him, not walk him, but he ends up striking the kid out to end the game. And just a good win, good team win. Of course, kids excited that, we're kind of living to fight another day and, got a big week ahead of us.
Sound like a team played good defense.
We did. I think we're kind of hitting our stride with that. I thought Jackson, pitched really well for the most part. He had a couple of mistakes on his breaking ball, kind of left it up. But, again, you got to give them credit for taking advantage of it. They hit it when he did make his mistakes. But for the most part, he competed like he always does and gives us a chance to win on the mound. And that's all you can ask. And, we scored enough to get it done. Connor Bergen had a huge 2-out double late in the game to extend our lead from 4-3 to 5-3, and that ended up being a key run, obviously, with them scoring their fourth one to the seventh. And so we had some big hits in the right moments, and so again, we're just kind of going back to playing the way we usually do, and that's either 3 or 4 kind of in a row that we're getting back to that. And defense really is what it boils down to. We're making the plays now, whereas we weren't previously.
How do you feel going into the last week? You're 1 game behind both Royce City and Mount Pleasant. They play each other, so you kind of got to watch them with 2 games. And then you get lately slumping Texas High, who lost twice to Lindale last week. So, how is it going into last week?
I don't know. It is crazy. T-High is really good. Top to bottom, they still probably have the best lineup. But, they are struggling. But, you look at it from the standpoint that now they have to really step up their game if they want to maintain first. Because Lindale owns the tiebreaker with them. And T-High's only up 1 game. So, I mean, they're going to be battling just like we're battling. And it should be a good series. It always is. I guess if I had to say, I'm probably going to have to be rooting for Royce City to sweep, because if they sweep, we just have to win 1 out of 2. If they don't, if it's a split, then obviously we have to win both this week. So, we'll know a lot after tomorrow night to where we are. If we can go over there and sneak a win out at T-High, which is always a tough place to play and win. And then, again, just hope when we look at Game Changer that we'll quickly see that, Royce City ended up winning, because it's going to be Royce City's probably their number 2 versus Mount Pleasant's number 1 on Tuesday night. So if they can get by that night, I feel really good about Royce City's chances on Friday with their ace, who beat us twice, versus, Mount Pleasant's number 2. So Tuesday night's probably really huge. They're both huge. But can't really worry about that, even though that's who we'll be hoping will do well. But, we're just going to take care of ourselves and our business, and we'll go out and have a good practice today. And, I don't think the rain comes into Wednesday, so we should have a good night of baseball on Tuesday. And I just want us, what I always say, I just want us to play well. And whatever the results are, you can live with that, because that's all we can do is play the best that we can. And I think if we do that this week, our best will be good enough.
The Wildcats track team finished 6th at the area track meet last Thursday at Longview Pine Tree. 6 Wildcats qualified in 7 events for this week's regional meet. 2 others earned alternate status to regional. That regional track meet will be taking place Friday and Saturday at UT Arlington. More from Wildcats track coach Matt Young.
Yeah, great area meet. Really proud of the guys. It wasn't an easy day. The weather was an issue all day long. Our kids did a great job handling it. Early in the day, Landon Thornton started off great with a second place finish in the 2 mile, so he qualified for regional right off the bat. Christian Palomino finished 5th, which places him as an alternate. A really good year for him. They both ran good times. Really looking. Landon's got a goal going to the regional meet to break 10. That's what he's kind of been after. I think he went low 10 again, and I'm really excited to see him run when we go to Arlington. Field events kind of got rolling. Damian Dugan had some really good jumps, wasn't able to score. I mean, some great competition, but I believe he went 42-11 in the triple jump, which would be a PR. So a good job by Damian. Ryan Hammonds in the shot put took third. Threw 44.8, not his best throw, but it was really one of those days where you just got to be in the top four. You got a slick ring, you got a wet shot, all those different elements didn't phase him. Really proud of Ryan, how he's come along, and now he's getting an opportunity as a junior to go over to the regional meet. High jump, Jeremiah Rowland didn't jump his best by any means. He only cleared 6'2", but took third place on misses, so he qualifies. Really looking forward to see how he does. There's going to be a couple of guys that have gone 6'8", so we're hoping to see how he can do against those guys. And Landry Tyson took 6th, so got some points out of our high jump. Eli Sellers in the pole vault, last field event of the day, did a great job. I believe he officially PR'd and ended up second. The guy that won is a 16-foot pole vaulter, and Eli's working his way there. I know he made a run at 14. I'm not sure if we finished at 13.6 or 13.9, but he had the elements get him. They had a delay right in the middle. When they got down to 4, Eli came out, warmed up, cleared another height. Just a really good job by him, and excited to see what he does at regional. We started running in the 800 meters. Nabian Ramirez took third, qualified for regional. Again, not the best time, one of those days where things kept getting pushed back in your body, but he did a good job handling it and got third, and Eli took 5th. So Eli's also an alternate for the 800. In the 110 hurdles, Landry Tyson ran his best time of the year and took 4th. So he qualifies in the 110s. In the 400 meter, Ricardo Torres was not able to advance. I think he ended up 7th in his heat. Landry Tyson, 300 hurdles, took a 5th. So he'll also be an alternate in the 300 hurdles. And then we finished up in the mile. Landon Thornton took another 2nd. And so he's our qualifier in 2 events. And then our mile relay didn't qualify. They had a rough day as far as time goes, but a great year for those guys. One of the best times we've ran in years at district. So we've got 6 gentlemen advancing to regional. We got a couple more guys that are alternates, and get to take a good group over there. One of the biggest groups we've taken in a while, especially considering there's no relay included. So looking forward to them going to represent Sulphur Springs, and some of those guys' opportunity to go to Austin.
Any high hopes for anybody individually that especially you think might make it? Or?
No, there's just some on the fringe. They need to have good days.
Yeah. Jeremiah, maybe.
Jeremiah, he's going to have a good day because there's 2 that are legitimate 6'8" guys. They've done it repeatedly. But here's the thing with track: it's who shows up that day and compete. So we all have goals we're after. We all have things. I'd like to see some guys make some finals. Really, we're looking forward to Navy and officially breaking 2 minutes. Like we said with Landon, under 10. So, Landry make the finals in the 110s. All those things that aren't going to be easy to do, but see if these guys can take the challenge.
And that's the Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. Thank you for watching, and so long, everyone.